as of tomorrow, we'll officially be 2 weeks out from Black Ops Cold War's global launch, and every year, as someone who doesn't pre-order the game immediately when it's first initially announced, I think to myself, okay, what version of the game is the best value for what I'd be paying for it? And I'm sure that for those picking up the game, that thought has crossed your mind as well. Some may not be interested this year, as Cold War seems to be hit or miss with quite a few people, and that's entirely fine. Gaming is about enjoying yourself, so don't force it if you don't enjoy it. But for those that are looking towards it, how's the best way you can maximize your return for what you put forth? Today, we're going to be doing our annual buyer's guide for Call of Duty and discussing, admittedly, my own thought process in choosing the best valued version in my eyes, and potentially providing some clarity for those unsure of the differences, what you get, and everything in between. And as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. If you're planning on jumping into the game in a little over 2 weeks' time, what version is for you? If you're not looking to jump in, that's totally cool as well, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But additionally, if you are new to the channel, do be sure to the subscribe button, as we're on that road to 400,000 subscribers, and we'll keep you up to date with all things you need to know in relation to Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare in the meantime while we wait for launch. If you'd like to join the community, I'd love to have you. But anyways, let's talk about the best bang for your buck. First, a few housekeeping items. Number one, I think it's important to know each version before making an informed decision. So considering that, we're going to be talking down and running down the offering for Cold War this year, including the standard editions, both physical and digital, since there is, while minimal, a difference between the two, the next gen and cross-generation versions, and finally the ultimate edition of the game. Each of these have some minute differences that you may not really consider, but may be things that sway your decision one way or the other if you don't want to miss out on anything or if you don't care for something. Number two, also every single one naturally comes with the base components of the game: campaign, multiplayer, zombies, and of course Warzone access as well, being that that's free to play as is. How much content each mode has, we're not entirely sure as of recording this video. We don't know how many multiplayer maps, modes, weapons, and such. We don't know how many zombies maps will be at launch. We just know the base experiences, like always, are going to be there. There also is no segment that's locked by version of the game. The only thing that's exclusive right now is Zombies Onslaught, which is basically zombies on MP maps that's exclusive to platform, but not necessarily the version of the game you end up buying. Let's start at the beginning here. Let's start with the standard editions. Firstly, the physical standard edition, if you want to go to a store, actually pick that up. That's of course $59.99 or $60. You get the base version of the game for PlayStation 4 or Xbox, the Woods Operator Pack for use in Modern Warfare and Warzone, and then if you end up wanting to play on, say, a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X you get in the future, you can play that copy on next gen, but with backwards compatibility. So that means that it doesn't enhance the build. There may be some boost settings available, but it's not going to utilize the true potential of the next generation platforms. The digital standard edition is, again, that entire thing all over with the base game of the game, the Woods Operator Pack, the next gen play on backwards compatibility, but also including the Confrontations weapon pack, which that comes along with an AK-47 and an XM4 blueprint, the sort of digital bonus for pre-ordering the game. So if you care about camos, those are two that look pretty cool to me right off the bat that you'll have for day one if you end up getting the digital version versus the standard. But that backwards compatibility is likely the biggest difference you'll notice and what may factor into your choice for the version of your game, because the standard editions of the games are built for this current generation of hardware with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, meaning that you'll have all that you're used to with the current generation features, but not what's new and forthcoming with the next generation of consoles, like higher frame rate support, hardware-based ray tracing, shorter load times, and things like the Xbox Series X's quick resume, among other items. They'll simply be built out for the specifications of the consoles you have now and what you can expect with the current generation of hardware. Now, if you choose to get that standard edition for the current generation, you will have an option to upgrade in the future, though the pricing is never explicitly detailed what that jump would be. But PlayStation 5 is said to offer an upgrade through the PlayStation Store, and Xbox Series X will offer an upgrade through the Microsoft Store. One thing also to note is that if you do upgrade later on, you will need your disc for the PlayStation 5 play, even if it's a PS4 game. The way that works is, at least detailed on PlayStation, is the game license is tethered between the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, meaning that you'll need that game's disc as if you were accessing backwards compatibility for a game on Xbox One with this generation, meaning that if you purchase a discless PS5, the digital version, you'd be unable to play and upgrade the game on PS5 because you'd need that disc, essentially requiring you to repurchase the full version of the game, which sucks. Now, for those that are keen on getting the next generation consoles of their choice, there is the availability for a next gen version in both both physical and digital formats, offering all of what is mentioned listed for the price of $69.99, which seems to be a current industry uptrend with pricing by about $10, it seems. However, with many perhaps not being able to find a next-generation console for day one, or perhaps find a specific physical pre-order for that next-gen version, or whatever the case may be, that's what makes the cross-generation bundle at least worth looking into. Cross-gen editions come for the same price tag as that of the next-generation versions at $69.99, and will likely be bypassing the upgrade fee bound to come through both the Sony and Microsoft Store. Plus, you can have whatever is listed on day one, and that ability to upgrade to PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X whenever you decide to upgrade your hardware. But that also means that you get access instantly to the Woods Operator Pack in Modern Warfare and Warzone with its customization items, access to that Confrontation Weapons Pack, including a custom blueprint for the AK-47 and XM4, because it is digital, the cross-generational compatibility allowing instant access on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on day one, as well as the ability then to shift over to PS5 or Xbox Series X and utilize those higher frame rate support, hardware-based ray tracing, shorter load times, and other next-generational features. Currently, unless I missed something here, this is only available digitally, but that's available as well. And finally, this year's top offering is that of the Ultimate Edition, which takes, as per normal, the upgrades and versions we see every single year, everything we have in those lower versions of the game, and puts them all into one package with a few more extras on top. The Ultimate Edition is currently slated for $89.99, which comes with the day one current gen copy, then the ability to upgrade for no additional cost to the next gen copy, that Woods Operator Pack for Modern Warfare and Warzone, a new bonus of 10 tier skips for immediate use in Modern Warfare and Warzone, the Confrontation's Weapon Pack, the new Land, Sea, and Air Pack, which is 3 operator skins, 3 weapon skins, as well as 3 vehicle skins, and then a Battle Pass bundle, which is a 1-season Battle Pass plus 20 tier skips, which is, if we compare it to Modern Warfare, a normal $20 additional value as well. Now, like we mentioned, that is the highest edition this year, strangely. There is no Collector's Edition this year, which breaks a long-standing tradition of COD games, really. Especially with Treyarch games, I know that many were maybe looking forward to seeing if there'd be a follow-up to the Mystery Box or the Juggernaut editions of the game with the last 2 titles, but this time it seems like nothing's really in store here for this, and especially being 2 weeks out now, nothing's been debuted, so that may make your choice a little easier, but that's entirely up to you. Overall though, if you're looking for a suggestion, I think it really comes down to what you're looking for out of your experience with the game. If you're not going to get it, that's fine. Maybe you don't like this game, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If you're somebody that's a casual player, doesn't really care too much, you might want to take a look at a different version of the game as opposed to somebody who may grind the game 24/7 and interacts with the game on a regular, consistent basis, taking part in different DLC, new seasons coming post-launch, and everything like that. Personally, I think my base recommendation would probably be that cross-generation bundle. If you're somebody that is just, again, a casual player, maybe you take part in some of the DLC seasons, maybe you don't, but you want to get your hands-on experience with the game, this ensures that you have the ability to do so on both PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, and also PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X if you end up deciding to get the new consoles within the next year time frame. That's something that then you bypass that upgrade fee that's likely going to be coming out of the PlayStation and Microsoft Store, plus you get all those other digital items that come along with it. Now, me personally, I think I may actually end up going with the Ultimate Edition because that's something that my interests are maybe different than that of a casual player. Obviously, I make content on the game, I play the game year-round, so it's something that I know I'm going to be engaging with it a little bit more, so some of these extra bonuses I know I'm going to take advantage of. And that's the real difference, I think, between the Ultimate and Cross-Gen bundle. Minus that $20 jump is the inclusion of the Battle Pass bundle, securing you advanced access to Season 1's Battle Pass bundle, which is the full 100 tiers, not just the free tiers, but the full thing, and 20 additional tier skips starting you out above Tier 1, as with what we saw normally with Modern Warfare system. Which, speaking of, I'd end up getting 10 additional Battle Pass tier skips usable right now, which, admittedly, I'm kind of checked out of Modern Warfare, save for whenever I'm streaming, so I don't know if I'll hit Tier 100. So tier skips, to me, could be beneficial. But that $20 is the additional price tag for that bundle that comes along with it. But if you're a sucker for camos or any cosmetics at all, you get, again, that additional Land, Sea, and Air Pack containing 3 operator skins, 3 weapon blueprints, and 3 vehicle skins that are thrown in there for what equates out to be an extra added cost of $0. A free added bonus for securing yourself, again, early access to Season 1 of content for Black Ops Cold War. So what this means is that you're just simply awarded some extra cosmetics for pre-purchasing something that you very well could be taking part in later on down the line. As a creator with part of my job focusing around playing the game, and naturally looking forward to experiencing new content, that's a no-brainer for me. But again, that may be a very different outlook that I have compared to what you have. So it really all comes down to entirely what you want to get out of it. Again, I think my base standard here would be that of the cross-gen bundle, simply because it covers all your bases. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that you don't really need, but it at least covers the bases so that if you do decide to upgrade your hardware, you don't have to pay what could be a decent upcharge for an upgrade fee later on down the line. And you also get a cool little customization pack out of it as well, whereas physical versions wouldn't. So that's something to consider as well. But again, really coming down to your own personal needs, I guess you could say, with this. If you don't want the game, again, totally fine. I know a lot of people are turned off this year by some of the stuff we saw with the alpha and the beta, and that's totally fine. Everyone has their own opinions. Totally cool, nothing wrong with that. But if you are interested in the game, I think it comes down to, again, if you want to kind of future-proof yourself for not only in-game content, but also to an extent for generational content in terms of hardware. But for the casual consumer, I think that I'd recommend the cross-gen bundle so you can cover at least those bases for the console and platform that you want to play on. So that said, that's where we're gonna wrap it up, I think. That just about does it. Talking through my thought process on each of the versions available for Black Ops Cold War this year, and that's where we're at. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you decide to get the game, let me know which version you end up picking up. But hopefully enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and of course, Modern Warfare in the meantime, as we round into what is the final 2 weeks here before launch of a next game. That's crazy to think about that it's gone that fast. But if you're interested, hit that subscribe button. If you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Probably live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.